Hey, beloved one, I don't know where you are listening from. I don't know how heavy your heart has been, but heaven does. And this moment right here is no accident. Archangel Michael says, there is only a sliver of time left. Listen carefully, because your miracle has been delayed, but it has never been denied. There's been a battle in the spirit realm, a fight over your breakthrough, and heaven has decided it's time. Michael says, what was blocked is now being cleared, but it's not automatic. You have to choose to receive it, so stop what you're doing, pause whatever is trying to distract you, because this message is a divine interruption crafted just for you. You've been sensing it, haven't you? Something in your spirit stirring, the whisper that something is coming, but not quite here. You've waited, wept, wondered, and heaven watched every moment. Michael says, your name has been spoken before the throne. The seal has been broken, the scroll has been opened. But listen, child, your heart has to be open to receive it. Not tomorrow, not when it feels safer, but now. Heaven has already authorized your breakthrough. But spiritual resistance tried to delay what was rightfully yours. A counterfeit presence tried to confuse you, distract you, exhaust you, and it almost worked. But it didn't, because you're still here, still holding on, still listening. Michael says, you have passed the test of endurance. Now it's time to activate the promise. If you feel this in your spirit, type it now. I receive this divine moment. This isn't just a video. This is a divine announcement, a release, a shift. Beloved, every delay was watched over, every attack was noted, every tear was recorded, and heaven has declared you are ready. Michael says, your inheritance was never lost. It was being protected. And now that protection is lifting, the blessing is being released, but it requires your agreement, not effort, not striving, just one word from your soul. Yes. Say it out loud. Whisper it in your spirit. Type it boldly below. Yes, I accept what heaven is releasing. Child of divine purpose, this moment is not symbolic. This is not a metaphor. Your miracle is not a maybe, it's a mandate. Michael says, I've seen the trap set against you, the whispers of confusion, the cold silence, the sudden betrayal. None of it escaped my notice. But I also saw your faith, your trembling prayers, your quiet yes, even when your heart didn't feel strong. And that is why this door is opening. Not because of your strength, but because of your surrender. This blessing isn't small, it's wide, it's layered. It goes deeper than just what you asked for. It touches things you forgot you even prayed for. Comment now, I say yes to divine restoration. Michael says, I've guarded your future like a fire surrounds gold. The refining season is over. What remains is your promise. The signs will begin tonight, not next week, not next year, before nightfall, in a phone call, in a dream, in a moment of stillness that settles into peace, or a name you suddenly hear that confirms everything. You'll know it, because it will feel like this moment. Again, type 911 to activate what is already in motion. You're not here by chance. You didn't stumble across this message. It found you, because your spirit cried out. And heaven answered. The divine clock is ticking, and the hour of reversal has come. That's why the warfare intensified lately. That's why you felt stretched, strained, almost snapped. Michael says, the enemy tried to shake your foundation, but all it did was expose your roots. Beloved, you are unshakable, you are chosen, you are seen. If your heart is pounding right now, if your breath is caught in your throat, if you feel warmth rising in your chest, that's not emotion, that's confirmation. Michael says, the doors are opening now, not because you forced them, but because heaven unlocked them. Say it. Now, I step through the open door because this moment is sacred. This atmosphere is not casual. The spiritual realm is listening. The scrolls are moving. Your name is on this word. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You didn't delay. And Michael says, everything is happening in divine time, and divine time is now. Beloved, do not look back. Do not revisit the pain. Do not question the journey. It all led you here. Your miracle is not coming, it's arriving. Say it. I am ready to receive it fully. The blessing is on your name. The angels are already in motion. Heaven is watching for your response. Type E5 if you feel the shift beginning. This isn't hype. This is prophecy. This is fulfillment. And the only thing left is your full yes, your surrender, your agreement, your permission. Heaven respects your will, but it's asking for your faith. Say it now. One more time. Boldly. I believe, I receive, I accept, because the gates are opening and you are walking. Through this is just the beginning. Beloved child, heaven has been watching, not just watching, preparing, not just preparing and positioning. And now the divine moment has arrived. Archangel Michael says, there is something you need to hear. Something that will protect your next chapter. So listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. Because this message isn't just an encouragement, it's an activation. It's a holy appointment from realms unseen. Your name is echoing in heaven's corridors. Michael says, there is a spiritual file with your destiny written in fire. I have guarded it from every force that tried to rewrite your future. But now, that future is being released. That miracle is coming through. That inheritance is flowing toward you. And beloved, it's more than just what you asked for. It's what you didn't even know you needed. If you can feel the tension breaking, if your soul knows something is shifting, type below. Heaven is moving for me. Because it is. Heaven has moved pieces in the dark. Heaven has removed voices from your past. Heaven has silenced things that once made you doubt. Michael says, the warfare was real, but the victory is already declared. You've made it through storms that should have swallowed you, seasons that drained your strength, but look at you now, still here, still hoping, still reaching. That is not weakness, that is evidence. Evidence that you are marked, marked for breakthrough, marked for divine reversal, marked for holy favor. Say it now if you feel it rising, I am marked. Because beloved, something sacred is unfolding, something the enemy has tried to bury under exhaustion, heartbreak, confusion, and delay. But heaven never forgot, and Michael never stopped fighting. Michael says, while you slept, I stood watch. While you cried, I carried the promise. While you doubted, I guarded your name. This next part is not symbolic, it is literal. There is a divine release that has been issued over your life. But hear this, it has been fought for in realms you couldn't see. And now it is waiting for your yes. So I ask you, beloved, will you open your heart right now with no hesitation? Type it in faith, I open my heart fully, because this is not something you can afford to delay. Not anymore. There was once a time when you could postpone the promise, when you could stay in survival mode, but that time has ended. You're being called higher, and your soul knows it. Michael says, I am standing at the gate of your future with the scroll already opened. I need you to walk forward. Yes, there will still be resistance. Yes, shadows may try to creep in, but hear this clearly. The scroll has already been signed, the promise already sealed, the breakthrough already appointed. What remains is your response. If you've been tired, if your spirit has felt heavy, comment now, I'm still standing, because sometimes that's all heaven needs to see. Beloved, the process has been brutal, but the purpose is eternal. Your tears collected, your prayers answered, your delays now reversed. Say it again. I believe my delay was preparation. Michael says, the enemy thought the silence would break you, but it only made you more powerful. Heaven has assigned angels to your path, not just one, but many. You are surrounded, shielded, secured, and now you are being positioned for a release that will not only bless you, but those connected to your obedience. Your yes is bigger than you. There are generational wounds about to be healed. There are broken patterns about to be ended. There are doors you thought were sealed forever that will swing open without effort, because when heaven moves, nothing can stay shut. Michael says, you will know it's divine by the ease. You won't have to force what is meant for you. So stop striving, stop panicking, stop trying to earn what grace already prepared. Just say it again, if you can. I trust divine timing. Because it's here, signs will begin to follow your words. You'll feel it in your chest, see it in numbers, hear it in names that randomly appear. Dream it before it happens. These are not hallucinations, they're confirmations. Michael says, the heavens are speaking in signs. Don't dismiss what your spirit already recognizes. Say it now, I am listening. Because what you listen to in this moment determines what you walk into next. This is the moment many won't recognize, but you did, and that's why heaven marked you for this message. Child of God, there is still one more test, not to hurt you, but to prove you. A voice from the past may return, an old distraction might knock at your door, an illusion may dress itself as opportunity. But Michael says, what comes with pressure is not from me. What comes with peace is divine. You will know by the fruit. You will discern by the peace. Don't fall for flattery, look for fruit, and type this if you're ready to walk with clarity. I choose peace over pressure. You have waited long enough, you have endured enough, you have prayed long enough. The release has begun. Michael says, you will wake up different, you will feel lighter. What once kept you in cycles will no longer have power. Because the chains are broken and you are free. Say it now boldly, my spirit is free, beloved. This is your time. The miracle is in motion. The scroll has been opened. The divine wind is blowing in your favor. Stay here until the very end, because what comes next will make everything make sense. Beloved one, you've been feeling something. Burning, not pain, not quite, but something deep in your chest that wouldn't let you rest. It wasn't confusion, it wasn't chaos, it was calling. Michael says, the fire inside you was never a punishment. It was divine preparation. You've been walking with flames on your back, carrying a weight you couldn't explain to anyone. Some nights you thought you were breaking, but heaven says you were breaking through. Type below if you feel this in your soul. The fire was refining me. This fire, the invisible tension, the endless waiting, the dreams that seemed to wither in silence, was never meant to consume you. It was meant to seal what was sacred, to keep your miracle untouched until the right moment arrived. Michael says, the reason your blessing took time was not because it was forgotten, but because it was hidden in holy fire. Not everything sacred is visible. Not everything anointed is loud. Sometimes heaven wraps the holiest things in mystery. And you are one of those things. Beloved child, the flame inside your life hasn't been judgment. It has been protection. Say it boldly. I am protected by divine fire. Because let's be honest, you've walked through things that should have destroyed you. You've faced betrayal that should have silenced you. You've endured loss that should have emptied your spirit. And yet, you are still here, not just surviving, but being set apart. Michael says, the fire has guarded your name. It has shielded your scroll. It has blinded the enemy from accessing your inheritance. You wondered why no one saw you, why the doors stayed shut, why relationships drifted, why your efforts felt invisible. But listen carefully. You weren't invisible. You were veiled, wrapped in fire, hidden in the flame of heaven's protection until it was time. And now, that time is now. Say it aloud if your spirit is ready. Reveal what's mine, because heaven is lifting the veil. The fire is no longer just guarding, it's guiding. Michael says, the flame you felt was divine resistance. It stood between you and premature access. Because, beloved, heaven would rather protect your purpose than let you inherit it without being ready. You weren't denied. You were being developed. Comment now if this is speaking to your season. I was hidden for a reason, and that reason is about to make perfect sense. Doors that never budged will open without effort. Conversations you gave up on will suddenly return. Resources will appear. Connections will align. Your name will come up in rooms you've never entered. Why? Because the fire has completed its work. Michael says, the seal has been burned away. Your name has been cleared. Heaven is releasing what was kept sacred. But there is always a choice. You must walk through the fire's edge, not in fear, but in faith. You must say yes, even while your voice shakes. Type this now. I walk forward in faith. Because if you do, the flame will not burn you. It will bless you. Child of God, you are about to see the why behind every delay. You're about to witness the strategy in every silence. You're about to walk into places that once rejected you. Only now they'll honor what was hidden. Michael says, your glow is not new. It's just now visible. Heaven is pulling back the curtain. The world is about to see what heaven has seen all along. But be mindful. There will still be distractions. The enemy may send someone who sounds like truth, but they won't. Carry the flame. How will you know? Michael says, those sent by heaven will walk in peace, not pressure, in light, not manipulation, in love, not control. And now heaven asks, will you trust the fire that formed you? Will you thank it, not just survive it? Say it. I thank the fire for what it revealed. Because the truth is, you found yourself in that fire, your voice, your clarity, your conviction, your purpose. Michael says, I stood beside you as the old burned away. What remains now is holy. What remains now is power. And child, you will not leave this fire empty-handed. You will exit carrying glory. Say this now and seal it in your spirit. I leave the fire with abundance. The blessing is layered. It's not just one miracle. It's restoration, it's overflow, it's compensation for every hidden year. And it starts now. Before midnight, a sign will come, a shift will whisper through your atmosphere, a name will return, a door will open, a peace will flood. Stay alert. Comment 444 if you are expecting divine confirmation, because, beloved, this fire isn't closing you in. It's opening. Your next season, Michael says, what felt like wilderness will now feel like wonder. What burned will now bloom. So declare it now, my fire has become my favor. You're not stepping out weak, you're stepping out wise. You're not walking alone, you're walking anointed. Because the fire wasn't just sent to test you, it was sent to announce you. This is your hour. The seal is broken, the flame is shifting, the breakthrough is here. Michael says, tonight what was hidden is released, what was delayed is expedited, what was resisted is now revealed. Type this to close this moment in faith. The fire didn't destroy me, it delivered me. And it did. You are ready. You are chosen. You are marked. You are no longer waiting. You are walking in. The hidden fire has fulfilled its purpose, and so have you. Beloved one, there's something you need to hear, and not with your ears, with your spirit. Michael says, the cycle has broken. What once repeated is now dismantled. Read that again. Let it settle. Because what you're feeling is not imagination. It's liberation. The delay, over. The silence, ended. The loop of almost but not quite, shattered. But here's the part most forget. Freedom always comes with invitation. Heaven has cleared the path, but now it's your turn to walk it. Type it now if your soul agrees. I walk forward. You've been circling around the same patterns, the same fears, the same memories that wouldn't release you. But Michael says the enemy used repetition to exhaust you, but heaven used it to reveal your strength. Because every time you almost gave up, you didn't. Every time the door slammed, you waited anyway. Every time your name was ignored, you whispered it to heaven. And heaven remembered. Now the cycle is broken, and what's coming next is not just restoration, it's reversal. Comment now if your heart is pounding. This is my reversal. Beloved, listen. You're not cursed. You're not disqualified. You're not running out of time. You've been positioned for overflow, positioned for impact, positioned to carry what once crushed you. Michael says, your pain is now your platform. Your wilderness is now your witness. Let that sink in. You didn't walk through the fire to come out empty. You're walking out with keys. Say it now. I carry the keys to my next season. Because heaven has placed something in your hands, but you have to use it. Faith without movement is dormancy, and you didn't survive just to stay stuck. So here's what you need to know. The enemy doesn't fear your past. He fears your activation. Because once you say yes, truly yes, what was once blocked can no longer hold you. Michael says, I saw the chains that wrapped your soul. I cut them myself. And now you are unbound, but still. The choice is yours. Freedom is unlocked. But stepping out of the cell is on you. Say it aloud even if it trembles. I choose freedom. You're not called to stay small. You're not called to keep apologizing for your power. You're not called to repeat the same emotional prisons dressed in different people. Heaven is calling you forward. Type it boldly. I won't go back. You've been marked by fire. You've been trained in isolation. You've been trusted with silence. And now you've been given the green light. Michael says, your yes activates a chain of divine appointments. What you thought was coincidence is now confirmation. Look around, the signs are already present. That random message, that name in conversation, that dream that lingered after you woke up. It's not your imagination. It's your inheritance knocking. Open it. Comment 111. If you feel the opening beginning, heaven says you are not behind. You are aligned. This moment was written. This isn't inspiration. This is instruction. Don't just hear it, respond to it. You are being invited into the evidence of your endurance. The ones who thought they could stop you will watch you rise. The voices that once mocked you will fall silent. Not out of revenge, but because glory cannot be denied. Say it now. Heaven is vindicating me. Beloved, this is the moment where the old breaks off completely. Cycles of fear, cycles of loss, cycles of shame. They're not just fading, they're ending. Michael says, I stood watch over your timeline, and the hour of fulfillment has struck. That's why you've been feeling the tension, because heaven was pushing you through the last membrane of resistance. And now, it's done. You will wake up lighter. You will speak differently. Your body will respond to peace instead of panic. Comment. This to seal it. The cycle ends with me. Because it does. It ends with you choosing differently, walking differently, believing differently. It ends with you opening the door that fear locked and saying out loud, I'm no longer available to anything beneath my calling. Michael says, your atmosphere is shifting. The residue of past pain is lifting. Your breath will feel deeper. Your mind will feel clearer. This is what healing looks like. Not dramatic, but divine. You won't need to announce it. Your presence will carry it. Doors will sense your authority. Rooms will feel your alignment. Strangers will notice your frequency. Because when cycles break, so do spiritual ceilings. Say it now. My ceiling has become my floor. And walk in it. You didn't endure this long for a partial promise. You didn't cry that deep for a maybe. You didn't fast and pray and trust and wait for symbolic fulfillment. This is literal. Michael says, the seal is broken. The page is turning. The promise is being delivered. Type 000 to confirm it in the spirit. Beloved, walk boldly, speak truthfully, receive joyfully. The cycle is broken, and what's coming next is only possible because you never gave up, and heaven never forgot. Beloved, 1. Don't rush past this moment. Heaven is speaking, not loudly but clearly. Archangel Michael says, the signs have already begun. But not everyone will have the eyes to see them. You've asked for proof. You've whispered, God, just show. Midi, you've said you'd give me a signal, anything. And now it's happening, but it might not come how you expect. Beloved. The confirmation may come as a passing comment, a name in a conversation, a number that repeats on your screen. Dream you didn't ask for, but couldn't forget. Michael says, heaven's language is subtle, but the message is loud if your spirit is listening. So right now, pause, breathe, attune your awareness, because what you thought was random may have been coded confirmation. Type this below to open spiritual awareness. I am listening with my spirit. Because, child, this isn't just about seeing signs, it's about recognizing them, claiming them, responding to them. What's the use of a message if you don't know it was for you? Michael says, the miracle is not delayed, it's disguised. Let that settle deep into your bones. This isn't about what's missing, it's about what's been misread. Some of you have already received the knock, you just didn't know it. Was heaven at the door? Say this aloud if you feel a shift. I won't miss what heaven is sending. Beloved, every time you felt the air change, every time a stranger said something that hit too deep, every time your soul stilled without reason, that wasn't coincidence. That was divine contact. Heaven is close, and Michael is speaking. The signs are specific, but they require stillness. Watch, listen. Be present. Night. Something may stir, a name, a dream, a call, a sudden calm in your chest. Comment below if this already started. I saw it. I felt it. I'm ready for more. Because it won't stop now. Once heaven opens the scroll, the sequence begins. You are in a chain reaction of fulfillment. Michael says, heaven doesn't just announce, it confirms, and those confirmations have already left the spiritual realm. They're entering your timeline now, not in theory, in action. Say this now if your heart is stirring. I welcome divine confirmation. Because the floodgates are moving, but the gate is unlocked by recognition. You must see, acknowledge, declare. This is not the time for silence. Michael says, the enemy will try to downplay what heaven magnified. Don't let doubt shrink your moment. Don't let logic override divine language. Don't dismiss what made your spirit leap. Say it clearly. I trust the language of heaven. Because this language is how your breakthrough will speak. It's not always a billboard. It's often a whisper, a ripple, a shift. And it's already begun. Beloved, you're going to walk into places you never planned, but feel strangely expected. You'll meet someone who randomly brings up what you just prayed about. You'll scroll past words that match your inner dialogue. That's not random. That's divine. Michael says, you are surrounded by coded invitations. Watch closely. So here's your choice. Dismiss the signs or declare them. Comment this if you choose to declare, this is for me. I receive it. Because it is. Heaven doesn't waste breath, and this message found you for a reason. The signs are showing, the path is unfolding, and all of it is customized for you. But now heaven wants to know, will you walk in the awareness you prayed for? Say this, my eyes are open, my spirit is alert, because beloved, you are no longer in the wilderness. You are standing at the edge of realization, and your miracle is not on its way. It's at the door. Michael says, what you declare now determines what unlocks next. So speak, comment, respond. This is not metaphor. This is movement. Comment 777 if your spirit feels the unlocking. Say it aloud. I see what's been hidden. I welcome what's being shown, because heaven is watching. The message was delivered. The signs are arriving, and now the response is yours. Michael says, your life will confirm what heaven already wrote. It begins now. Beloved, pause, breathe, feel what's happening right now. Heaven has moved, the scroll has been signed, the seal has been broken. This isn't a hope, this isn't a maybe, this is a divine reality. Michael says, the moment you've been prepared for, it is now. You are no longer waiting, you are walking. No longer knocking, the door has opened, and yes, it's your name on the entrance, it's your inheritance behind the threshold. Type this now if your heart is trembling. I walk into, what's mine? Beloved, you've prayed, you've waited, you've doubted, and then believed again, and heaven never stopped watching, not once, not when you cried at midnight, not when the world ignored you, not when fear tried to choke your voice. Michael says, your breakthrough didn't skip you, it was waiting for your full surrender. And now your yes has aligned with divine release. Say it now, I fully surrender to my breakthrough. Because this is not a test, this is a transfer. The shift has already begun, and you are the one it was meant for. You are walking in fulfilled prophecy. You are stepping into answered prayers. You are inheriting what was preserved in fire. Michael says, everything that was delayed is now being expedited. What was once sealed is now visible. And beloved, you'll see it soon in ways too precise to dismiss. That unexpected message, that sudden peace, that one name you keep hearing again and again. It's not coincidence, it's confirmation. Say it boldly. This is my confirmation season, because it is. Heaven has delivered your divine file, signed, stamped, authorized. But what now, Michael says? Now you walk, not with fear, but with confidence. Because heaven has gone before you, so walk, not in circles, not in hesitation, but through the open door. Say this now if your spirit knows it's time. I am walking through my divine door. Beloved, don't shrink. This blessing is layered. It's wide. It's more than money, more than opportunity, more than favor. It's alignment. You will begin to speak differently, pray differently, perceive differently, because your spirit has been recalibrated and you're no longer fighting the old war. Michael says the battle has been won. What remains is your obedience. Obey the call, honor the promise, speak life into what's being born, because yes, this is birth, and birth isn't easy, but it's holy. Type 999. If you're ready to hold what heaven has placed in you, this is the final stretch, but don't treat it casually. Every moment now carries weight, every choice now carries consequence, every step now triggers movement in the spirit realm. Michael says, you've crossed over. Now don't look back. Say it aloud. I've crossed over. I am not returning, because there is nothing for you back there. The pain already healed, the cycles already broken, the delay already lifted. What's left is your presence, your purpose, your yes. Michael says, you were prepared in pain. Now you are promoted in purpose. Let that rise in your spirit. This is not just about you. This is about the generations that will rise because you rose, the people who will find faith because you found yours, the promises that will activate because you didn't give up. Say it now. I am ready to carry this assignment because you are. And now heaven waits, not for your perfection, but your participation. Michael says, the miracle is open. But you must walk in faith, not someday, but now. So speak it out loud. One last time, I receive my miracle, I walk in it now. Comment below 000 to seal it in agreement. This is the last call before the door fully shifts. This is the last second before heaven moves again. Don't pause, don't hesitate, don't second guess. Michael says, if you're still here, it's because heaven still has something to place in your hands. So stretch them, open them, lift them, say it. I'm open, Lord. I receive what you've prepared. And you will. This is no longer potential. This is fulfillment. This is not prophecy waiting to happen. This is prophecy becoming flesh. Michael says, everything changes after this. And so it will. Say it now. Everything has changed, and I'm ready for it. Because you are. Beloved, if you're still listening, it means heaven saw your heart. You stayed, you waited, you received, and now something has shifted in your atmosphere. You may not see it yet, but your spirit knows it's real. Michael says, the miracle has not only arrived, it has begun unfolding. From this moment on, you will notice the difference. The weight will feel lighter, the confusion quieter, the timing perfect, not because the world changed, but because you did. Say this aloud now and mean it with your whole being. I am no longer who I was at the start of this message, because you're not. Heaven has rewritten the story you were told. About delay, it was never punishment, it was positioning. Michael says, you are not hoping anymore, you are harvesting, so take this final breath. And with it, walk into what has always been yours. Comment Amen below if this word confirmed what you already sensed. Like this video to say, I agree with heaven. Subscribe to stay under daily covering. And remember, heaven is not done with you. This is not the end. It's only the beginning. Stay open, stay ready, stay faithful. Your miracle is already in motion.